Repairs are set for this week to the grass around Julia Davis Park. The Treefort Music Festival spent a successful first year at the park, but weather and high foot traffic of festival fans impacted the grass. Here's Joe Paris.
Nothing pleases a park and recreation director in any community in the country than to see their facilities and parks get used. That's the most important. Build a park and nobody comes is probably not a good thing.
It's that spirit from Boise Parks and Recreation Director Doug Holloway that encourages big events in Boise's beautiful parks. And what better super show idea than to combine Julia Davis Park with the Treefort Music Festival?
It was a great event and it put a lot of money into our economy. And again, that's a big part of Parks and Recreation is what can we do to help drive economic impact within our community.
The word impact, though, drew questions. What would a music festival with thousands do to a park? Add in a week straight of cold and wet weather. Yeah, it took a toll there.
I imagine there's conversations, okay, we assume there'll be some type of damage.
Oh yeah, we were watching the forecast really close and so were the Treefort organizers as well. But our response to that is, rain or shine, this event's going to come off, and so let's make the best of how we can make this event work the best for the people that come here, and we'll deal with what the after effects are.
As you can imagine, the grass in high traffic areas basically turned to mud as Treefort fans danced their way through the park and joined live music, shows, and great conversations. And guess what the Boise Parks and Recreation Director thinks about all of it?
That's what a park is for.
But there is a cost to fix the consequences of fun, one that Treefort organizers are totally on board with.
The price tag's about $41,000, and it's come solely from the Treefort usage in the park, the things that we have to do to bring it back up to where it was before the event occurred.
Holloway says the entire Treefort team has been great to work with, and Treefort has made sure the park is maintained and brought back to top-tier conditions. Already, though, the park seems to be fixing itself.
Everything you see green here has pretty much popped up since Treefort. So it was pretty much mud, and this is the grass making its way back up through the mud. And again, I think it's the health of the turf that we have in this area that once all the foot traffic was off of it and the rain has stopped, all of a sudden you start seeing greens start to pop up all over.
The park has actually regenerated so well in a short time that the cost of sodding and seeding impacted areas is actually less of a cost than first estimated. Holloway noticed really quickly after the festival, the park seemed to respond well.
Between that Monday and the following Monday, Julia Davis, she's a great park, and she started coming back already. We started seeing within a couple of days grass start popping up through the mud.
Another interesting factor that went into holding Treefort at this park, how would the animals of Zoo Boise respond to live music? Well, the zoo reviews are in.
None of our animals experienced any stress or anxiety through that entire 5-day period. So we know now our animals can handle it based on that decibel level restriction, and yet everyone still enjoyed Treefort.
So bad luck with weather for the first Treefort at Julia Davis Park, but Holloway says the Treefort team made it clear they care about the city and their impact on it.
And they want the park back in shape. They more than anyone in our community want to see it brought back into shape as quickly as possible so it starts serving all the other events we have.
When you're called Treefort, you have to pay respect to the trees and everything.
Yeah, and they did. They did everything again that we asked of them, and we really appreciate their partnership.
New turf and seating will be put in this week. Holloway says they will have the grass up and running like normal again soon, or maybe up and dancing, in time for all the great summer events in Boise.